In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this animation using a Stormtrooper, or Spider-Man, or Sonic, or Groot, or any other character you want, all using some fantastic AI tools. In the last video, I talked about Ideogram. It's a really brilliant AI art generation tool. It's a bit like Midjourney, but it's a lot better at getting the text and spelling right in images. And that's the first tool we're going to use. So let's jump into the Ideogram homepage, and you can see straight away, there's quite a few creations that are using text. I am unstoppable. That guy definitely looks unstoppable. And there's a lot of really cool generations, but we're going to go up to the very top and describe what you want to see here. I want to see a Star Wars Stormtrooper with a solid green background. And the reason for the solid green background is so we can remove it using a bit of green screen later on, holding a sign that says like and subscribe. And let me see, I want the magic prompt on. We talked about magic prompt in the last video, but really it's going to take this prompt and add a bit more detail to it. So it's very good to have it on. I would like it 16:9 and using the latest model. And I will make this public. That's okay. And generate. It only takes a few seconds to make these generations. And here we are. So this, click into it, like and subscribe. This looks okay. Let me see another one. This one hasn't spelled like well. This is like and subscribe. And that one there's not bad. I quite like that. The only thing is it's not in the green background. We could cut it out. But what I'm going to do is do another generation of this, and I'm going to retry it using the same prompt. And if we actually go into my profile to the last picture there, you can see what magic prompt has done here. It took my original prompt and it beefed it up, give it a bit more detail. An iconic Star Wars Stormtrooper dressed in a solid green outfit, stands confidently and all that business. And that looks really good. Let's go back to the homepage. Let's see if our creations are made. And they are. This here's a bit cartoony. Like and subscribe. Looks quite cool. This here's really nice. This here's, don't know what's going on with the head there. And like, and we're missing the and, but that's not bad. After creating a few Stormtroopers, many Stormtroopers actually, I've decided to go with this one. Now, just to fill you in, if we go back one, this is a Stormtrooper I generated last week when I was doing experiments with the Sonic and the Spider-Man. And I really like, I know it doesn't say like, but I really like the way it's got like subscribe in a Star Wars font. So I'm going back to that image that I used last week. And I know the background's wrong and we'll be able to fix that up a little using Photoshop. I'm going to click the three dots. I'm going to click download, and now that has been downloaded and we'll open it up in Photoshop. So here we are with our photo now in Photoshop, and I want to remove the background. I'm going to click and hold and just go for the object selection tool. I'm going to get all of this guy, and hopefully Photoshop will do a good job in getting all this, and it looks like it has. So we will select and mask, just click OK, come down here and click mask. And there's a few things we need to tidy up. So if I just click on our mask layer, we'll come down to our brush, make sure the brush is set to white, and we will just add in this detail that the object select missed. We'll go in here, and I'm doing this quite quickly. We will now change it to black and bring down our size. And I could use the pen tool or something, but I'm just going very quickly, just trying to get a bit of this yellow out. Again, for here, we will maybe just click the quick selection tool. And then we will simply just mask that bit of yellow out too. And if we zoom out, that's looking good. There's a white bit, there's a yellow bit here that I'm not too happy about. I'm simply just going to get the pen tool, make a quick selection around this. Make selection. No, I don't want it feathered. Now, if I go to generative fill, simply just hit generative fill. Hopefully it will fill this bit in of the stormtrooper and I'll make it look as if, boom, just like that, that bit wasn't there. So I'm really liking the look of this, but I will add a green background. And again, the reason for that is because we want to make it look like a green screen, so we can take the background out in Adobe Premiere or whatever your editing package is. And we will click our paint bucket. We will make it a nice bright green. And boom, there is our background. There's our stormtrooper on a nice green background. So I'm going to save this file as a JPEG. And now I'm going to bring it into an online tool called Magnific. Magnific is brilliant. It's a tool I've been using for the last few weeks quite a bit, and I've now signed up for a subscription for it. We will look at Magnific in more detail in another video, but really it's an AI upscaler, and we'll have a quick look at it to show you what it does, and I think you're going to be very, very impressed. If you don't have Magnific, it's okay. You don't need this step, but it does add a bit of polish to it and it upscales it. So here we are in Magnific, and you might notice this picture is from the background of my previous video, and simply I brought in a JPEG, and then look at this, Magnific just upreses it. Look at the detail, especially in the building, out the window. Look at those buildings out the window, even the reflectiveness, the plants. It's really, really good. So you've got a certain number of credits with Magnific. I'm simply going to upload my Star Wars Stormtrooper subscribe guy. I'm going to scale it up 2 times so it's nice and big. And again, we'll look at all these tools in another video, but I want to bring the creativity to about 6, and I want the resemblance of the current photo up to maybe about 3, and you'll see that the final size is going to be that, and it's going to cost us 5 credits. Keyframe here, and you can see upscaling image, and Magnific is really, really good. I'm really impressed with it. Now this image has been upscaled, and you can see that's what it was before. That's what it is now. And it's upscaled it, but it's also added some AI magic to it. You can see, especially on the helmet there, it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot crisper. There's more reflections. Just look at this hands or his fingers. They look really good. The letters of subscribe look a lot better. And this just looks really, really good. You don't have to do this step, but it is a step that I am now working into my workflow. I'm going to download it. Now we're going to take it into the next AI application, which is Runway. Runway is a brilliant tool, which I will look at in another video. I keep saying that. There's so many videos I want to make, and there's so many brilliant AI applications that I want to look at and do tutorials on. But one thing at a time, Andrew. So we're going to go into Start Generating. We're going to click Upload a File. And that is our original image. You can see just by previewing it, we've got our upscaled image. It looks really, really good. So I'm going to select that. You'll see it's got Magnific at the start of the file name, and it's only going to take a few moments just to upload this image to Runway. And before I even finish saying that sentence, it is now uploaded, and I am going to go down to Motion Brush here at the bottom. And the brilliant thing about Runway in the last few weeks, it's got this thing called Auto Detect Area. So I am just going to click all these areas. If you don't want that, you can deselect that and just paint everything in. But I find that the Auto Detect works really, really well. And we're going to try to grab all of this Stormtrooper. Don't worry if you don't get every little bit of the Stormtrooper, because Runway will know what we're trying to do and pick it up, especially in those fingers with the brush. It would be a bit harder. So I'm just clicking, trying to get everything, and we'll get this text too. And that line, and I think that is everything now selected. And there's a few things we can do. We're using one brush. We can use multiple brushes to move different parts of the image. Seeing we're just looking to really move this image all at once, I'm going to go down to the ambient noise. I'm going to bring it right up to 10. It might work out well. It might do something weird, but I'm going to click done. I'm going to generate 4 seconds. And if 10's too high, we'll lower it down till we get the results that we wanted. And again, Like Magnific, if you look up here in the top right hand corner, you will see we've got 538 seconds left, and each second of video generation uses 5 credits, and we've just got under 2,700 credits left. So we'll be able to do this a few times and let's see what the result is. So it's been generated. I'm now going to come down and hit play, and this is the exciting bit. Let's see what happens. There's a bit of weirdness happening in the background there. There's text appearing for no reason. I do like the way the Stormtrooper moves. It moves quite natural, and I really like that movement. I'm just not sure why this text is appearing in the background, and sometimes Runway does that. It's a bit frustrating. I'm going to try something that might remove this. So if we go back into our motion brush, we're going to select brush number 2, and we're just going to select all of the background, and we're going to make it look as if what we'll do here, we'll do a bit of ambient noise, maybe about 3. We've still got our brush 1. So brush 1 is selecting the Stormtrooper. Brush 2 is selecting the background. We'll click done. We'll hit generate 4 seconds. And now if we scroll down, you can see our next generation has started. And hopefully it won't come up weird text in the background, because I really like this movement. I like everything about this one. It's kept the consistency of the text. There's just this white gobbledygook coming up in the background, which hopefully will get away with this generation. So here is try number 2. And that's not bad. We don't have the text in the background now. Let me see if I'm happy with the Stormtrooper's movement. I think the movement looks better here. There's something a wee bit more natural about his movement here. Here isn't bad, but it looks a wee bit stiff. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm happy about all this. I'm going to make another generation just to see if I can get the movement I want. The thing about Runway, it's really, really good, but it's unpredictable sometimes on how the movement's going to be. You've seen the movement number 1, our first movement there, just looking at the Stormtrooper, the way he's holding the sign, the way his movement, his helmet goes, I'm really happy with it. The second one down here, it would do a job, but it just looks a little stiff. And I say all that, I might still end up coming back to this Stormtrooper, but we will see what this one holds. So here we are. Let's click play. That's not bad. I know the background changes a little, but I like the way he kind of moves. I think I like the move better than this. That looks like he's not sure. This looks like, does this look like what a Stormtrooper would do if he was holding a sign? He would just move slightly over, just a bit of movement. And I quite like that. And I'm going to download this version of this Stormtrooper. And now there's one or two things we're going to do. We're going to bring it into Premiere Pro or the application or the video editor of your choice. But there's another AI package that I normally use in this step, and it's called Topaz Video AI. And I'm just going to bring that up now. And Topaz Video AI is costly. It's $299. And that's a lot of money. And I will do a video making a review of it, but it's very, very, very good. Now, if you don't want to do this step, you can skip it and take it straight into Premiere, but I'm going to quickly show you. So here is our video. Let's do a little preview of it. And it's looking pretty good. You can see it's got Gen 2 at the start of it. That's because we've run it through Runway. On the left side of the screen, you will see our original video. The right side is what Topaz is going to do to this video. And simply all I want to do is change the frame rate to 25 frames per second. All the footage I use is 25 frames per second. Here in the UK, it's 25 frames per second. In other countries, that frame rate can differ, but I want to use that, and I want to upscale it so it is 4K. So I'm getting really, really good detail. And especially when I now take it in, once it's done this, once I bring it into Premiere Pro, it's going to be really, really sharp, really, really crisp, especially when I scale it down. So there's other settings here, But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to export it. And you can see down here, it's telling us how long it's taken and how long it will take. So I'll come back when this video has upscaled. So that took 1 minute, 13 seconds to upscale. Here is the video it produced in glorious 4K. And that looks really, really good. I'm really, really happy with it. Let me play it again. It looks brilliant. And now we're going to bring it into Premiere Pro. This is the fun bit. Well, all of it's fun, but this is now the part where we put it into the project. And I'm going to show you a few tricks that'll just take this to the next level. Here I am in Premiere Pro, and this is the edit of the last video that I made. If you've watched it, all about Ideogram, and you can see at the end here, I'll maybe just play it back here, because we've got Groot, like and subscribe with Groot. We've got Spider-Man coming down, and the playback's a little bit slow in this, and then we've got Sonic. So I'm going to take away these 3 guys, and I'm going to bring on our Stormtrooper. I'm just going to go to the project here, bring in the top file here. You will see by the size and when it was made, that is the file we're looking for. I'm going to bring it over here, and that is looking really good. And if I go to Effects and type in Ultra, I'm going to use the Ultra key effect in Premiere Pro. Again, if you are using another video editor, it might be under green screen or keylight or different things like that. But I simply just dragged Ultra key in. So I'm going to go up to Menu, Effect Controls, and I'm just going to bring our Effect Controls over here. And you will see under Ultra key, if we click and bring the color picker over to the green, boom, look at that. It's removed the background, and that looks really, really well. And I'm really excited to get playing with it. And that looks really, really good. Now you'll see it does have black bars up at the bottom and top. But before that, you can even see, if I just hide this layer, you'll see down here, there's a little bit of artifacting still happening. And if I go to clean up matte and contrast, I normally bring this to about 50. And by doing that, you can just see it's removed that artifacting, and it's a lot cleaner looking. The only thing we'll have to worry about now is these 2 bars. So I will click here, and I'm just going to mask out so we're not seeing those bars anywhere at all. So just like that. And I'll maybe scale this down 50% and move it. We'll maybe move it into this corner. And this subscribe looks really well against this background and against my dark top. So let's see how it looks now. And we can see at the start there's some artifacting happening, and that's because you remember there was like a change of green color. So I will maybe move this up, maybe to about 80. And now, once we play it back, yeah, that looks really well. I'm just going to play this back again. That looks really, really, really good. But I don't want it just to appear. It just looks as if it just appears and then goes away. So what I want to do is set my position keyframe. I'm going to move it forward about maybe 5 frames. I'll zoom into the timeline so you can see what's happening. And I will move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will set a keyframe here. I'll go back and I will just move this down. And while I'm moving it, you can also see a bit of artifact in here. So what I'm actually going to do is go into this mask and cut that bit off. And by holding the shift button, that will kind of lock that bottom bar a little. And I'll do the same with this. Being careful, I'm not clipping anything else. So if we move this, if I move it completely off screen, like that. The next keyframe has it popped up there. So let's bring it back and run it. And he's popped up. He's looking really well. I'm wanting to pop. I'll just do that again. Pops up. And I could make it a little slower, or I could make him kind of seem like he's coming in from the side. Let me see, what do I think of popping up? And if that's too quick, you can actually go over to our keyframe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe make it 10 frames just to see how this is looking. Yeah, maybe that's a little bit better because we are going to do something that'll quicken this up again. So he pops up, there's a bit of movement, and then I want him to go away again. And here's a trick that I use quite often. I am going to copy this. Normally I use hotkeys, but just to show you what I'm doing, I'm going to paste it in. So at the minute it goes up again. We don't want that. But if we click this and click speed and duration and reverse it, this is going to reverse this clip, and now it's just going to move it back, and it's actually he's going to move back down again. So if we play the whole clip, he pops up, does a bit of a turn, he turns back to us, and then goes back down. And what I'll actually do here is I'll highlight these two clips, I'll nest it, I'll call it Stormtrooper, I will right click on it, or you can use the hotkey. Normally I use hotkeys, and it's 8 seconds, 2 frames long. I'm going to actually make this 6 seconds, so it's going to condense it a bit more. I think 6 seconds is quite good for like a like and subscribe button appearance. So if I click now, it'll go up a little quicker, he'll turn a little quicker, he'll turn back, and away he goes. And that, in my view, is a really, really nice and unique subscribe. You can have it like and subscribe. In this case, it's really bright and colorful. And what I'm actually going to do is make this a free download. So on the link below, feel free to download this for free. Use it in your own projects for free. Let me know if you do. Let me know where you use it. And if you've got any other questions, let me know in the comments below. I look forward to reading them and replying to them. Hopefully you learned quite a bit in this video, maybe even some new AI applications. We're going to look at each of these applications more in future videos. But until next time, our Stormtrooper will appear on screen now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.